Right. Oh, Knox just he was like, and I'm out.
You don't need me on your video. I mean, you're gonna have my voice, which is bad enough, you know.
Before you came on, he was showing me his perfume setup, his materials. He has a lot of materials.
Oh, nice.
It's like over 500.
That's close. That's about what I have. About I think it's somewhere between like 300 and 500 is what I have. So that's not bad. I would just say like the thing that I've realized is that because I don't blend that often myself alone, most of my materials just kind of sit. So it's best if you're going to get that many materials, just get the smaller sizes, most likely, and then buy in bulk whatever you use the most.
Yeah, it's way too many. This is way too many materials. My problem is I just want them though. You know, when I read the description, I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun.
Whenever I do that, I get like a 4 ml so that I can just test it. And then if I end up using it in a formula and I fall in love with it, then I start to graduate up into the larger sizes, and then before you know it, I'm buying kilos of stuff.
Exactly.
Cool. Let's just wait for a couple more people to come in and join us. Jay, do you want to post again just to remind people that we're in here? We're in here now.
Okay. Yeah, give me a second over here.
If you want, I will post on the perfumery DIY thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, Knox. Oh, JK's here. We're doing a crossover between the two Discord servers. Actually, we've got people from both servers.
That's awesome. I'm gonna post a little thing saying we're here and whatnot, but then if Jay, if you'll post the link. Awesome.
Yeah, should I put that in the general chat?
Yeah.
Perfect. Already done.
Hey, JK. Hi.
What's up?
Hey.
Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you too. We're just chilling. All right, got some more people coming in.
Hi, Hecate.
Hey, Hecate.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
We're just waiting for people to kind of drift in before we start, and then Jay's gonna go over the rules, and then we'll just start running after that. Where are you based in, Hecate?
I'm in Australia.
Oh wow!
Ooh, Aussie.
Yep.
Nice. The hour right now, like the time, it's probably very late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I won't tell you.
I just looked up the time over there in Sydney. Yeah, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's better if you say it, not me.
Yeah, like I said, it's impossible to like get both like a good time that works for like North America, Western Europe, and then like somewhere in like East Asia or Oceania. It's like you can't do all three.
Well, thank you for joining us and staying up.
So good.
All right, see if anybody else trickles in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm thinking about updating my guides to include Fratterworks because Fratterworks just now has free worldwide shipping, and I'm like, whoa, that is actually a game changer because when most people have to deal with like the cost of international shipping, that's always like a nightmare. But yeah, I'll probably end up including Fratterworks and probably end up doing a little bit of shopping with them.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it ships too.
Where do they ship from? Is it Europe?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
how do they possibly manage that? That is insane. Like
I don't
shipping
know.
prices to and from New Zealand should be absolutely off the charts.
They probably have a deal with like an import export company. 'Cause some of my customers have that. They'll buddy up and then they'll work with like a shipper, like an importer, and get rates. So it must be something like that because yeah, they're not just
Yeah.
using their postal service because that stuff's insane.
Hey, JK, I just saw you sharing the bottle of Orbitone. Yeah, dude,
How is it?
that
I just played with it for the first time yesterday, and so far so good. It's like a more substantial ISOE super.
Okay.
we should get that.
Interesting. All right. I'll put it on my list. Yeah, Jay sent me a link to that the other day and was like, look.
Yeah, basically it's just a higher concentration of the desired isomers in the of ISOE super. And it's supposedly a little bit more transparent, a little bit more well, not just more transparent, but more substantial, like was mentioned. Just a little bit more fuller, richer, nicer. Yeah. Should be basically the same difference of Hedione HC, Z11, and Z11 HD.
Yeah.
Cool. So Jay, why don't you go over the rules? I think this is what we're gonna start with, and then I'm gonna get set up here to do some blending.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. All right, folks. So the rules are just going to be really simple. For now, for starters, let's just go ahead and have everyone mute except for me and Shannon. What we're going to do after that is that we will we'll unmute when it comes to the questions and answers section. We'll have a few pauses throughout the course of the video, and then we can all do that from there. Also part of the rules, I don't know why this eye is black. I have no idea why that is, or why I'm missing half an eyebrow. Those are questions that we're going to leave for another time. It's just one of the mysteries. Sleep time works in mysterious ways. All right, so now let's move on to the blending.
So yeah, we're just gonna we'll just blend. You guys can go ahead and just mute you. Okay, and if you have questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll be answering them in the chat. If you're wondering about an alternate material, if you don't have something substitution, or any sort of questions that you guys have, and then afterwards we'll do like a proper Q&A and talk about the blending session. But anyways, this is just a little sneak peek into me and Jay's blending process. If you guys ever do a collaboration project, it may look very similar to this, which is just spitballing ideas and blending. So anyways, okay, I'm going to set out the stuff that we're going to use because I know. Okay.
Yeah, so there are four main materials
okay,
that. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm running really low on patchouli, so let's not go crazy on our.
Oh, we're only going to do like
finished.
0.5% of patchouli anyways, and so like that's what I'm expecting anyways, like about 0.5%, maybe a little less. But anyways, one of the things that we're going to do for our method of blending is we're doing about 10 grams of fragrance concentrate, and it's going to be fragrance that's going to be about 20% strength. So that's about an eau de parfum concentration on the higher end of eau de parfum, but that's fine. What we're also going to be doing is we will be making about 50 grams of fragrance total. So there's going to be about 40 grams of alcohol in there. Also, the main materials over here for this that we're going to be using as the main non-workhorse materials, as it were, or the main ones that are going to be like the stars of the show, are going to be patchouli, celestalide. Those are the main two. Then we're going to have vanillin, and if it fits, then we're going to add Veramos. Veramos is going to be last on that list, and we're only going to see if it fits or not, because the earthiness may clash, or it may not really work well with the vanillin. We're going to see. That's because like vanillin and Veramos are kind of related, like in terms of like their chemistry. But at the same time, it's like vanillin is a gourmand, Veramos is not. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, so we kind of like the other night, Jay and I got together and just talked about some sort of like different notes and elements that we might add to it on top of the base and, like you said, the workhorse materials. So some of them were pineapple, apple, heliotrope, honey, mandarin, jasmine sambac, anisole acetate, helenol, linden, which would be hydroxycitronellol, that kind of stuff. Just like whimsical, childlike, fairy-like. We're just coming up with some ideas. So I'm just gonna sit them out here and we'll play around with those too.
Basically, hydroxycitronellol can pretty much go into almost any fragrance. So that's the reason why it's probably going to be included. Also, it gives like a lightness, an airiness. It just keeps your fragrance from being too heavy, which is going to be important because we're going to be using so much base materials in this, which is going to be the celestolide, the patchoulol. Those are considered base materials, so we want to lighten this up, freshen it up. Helionol is going to give a little bit of a hay note to it, and a hay note, it reminds me of like playing in the grass as a kid. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just doing something from over here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Next thing that I wanted to bring up as well is that what's the name? We're also going to be hey Shannon, it says that your network bandwidth is low, and the frame rate on your camera is not going really fast. Are you currently on your cell phone network, or are you on Wi-Fi?
On Wi-Fi, but I'm in the basement. So is it freezing or anything?
Oh yeah, it's freezing like for like every few seconds. So we only get like one frame every few seconds sometimes.
I mean, I could try to, if I sign out, I'm gonna end up signing everybody else out too by accident.
Sorry.
I know. So this is just kind of what it is. We just had a big storm last night, so the Wi-Fi is always weird after a storm. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. All right. So yeah. Part of the inspiration for those notes is that, you know, anisole acetate has sort of like a dreamlike effect to it. Aside from that, we also have what's the name? Mysore sandalwood, which also has a little bit of a dreamlike effect to it. It's just like this weird kind of whimsical kind of effect. That's actually the inspiration of the fairy accord. So you know, like when you watch like those movies and like from the 70s and 80s, whenever they do like a flashback or those scenes where the main characters are in a dream and it almost has like that almost like milky white little film on top of the entire movie, and they all always have like those sound effects, those weird sound effects that they play, and how they make the entire movie almost look like you're watching it being played from, you know, just a few inches under the water. That's kind of like the effect that we're kind of going for. Yeah, yeah, basically. You said Legend from 1985. Yeah,
Legend.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Or even like some of the sequences from Labyrinth. That would be another one I kind of think of.
Yeah, exactly. Like that entire thing. And that's kind of the inspiration. Also, one of the reasons why I was going for apple specifically is that when I think of like foods that I would eat as a child, eating apples, well, I would just take like an apple to school, you know, as one of the snacks that I would take, or I would just eat applesauce.
They put apple in everything, and I always take the apple out, by the way.
Yes, we have that.
I'm a dream squasher. I'm an apple dream squasher. We can't have apple in everything. I'm sorry.
I don't know what Venoris is. JK, if you want to come off on mute, I don't know what that is.
Is that a character?
It's a very textural, I mean, when you were talking about like the soft focus effect in old fantasy movies, that's what this material does for me. It's kind of like a musky, wispy, soft focus texture.
I haven't tried that before, but yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that's something that we can consider in the future, Shannon.
Yeah, I'm putting it on my list. This is my my ever-growing, never-ending shopping list. Cool. Well, let's start blending. I got all my materials out first.
All right.
Jay.
Yeah. So let's start off with this. So, do you want to make this, you know, more unisex, more masculine, or somewhere in between?
I'd say somewhere in between.
Let's go ahead then. We'll go with 58% ISO Super. Yeah, for me, I find that 58%, yeah, it'll be 5.8 grams, but yeah. 58% is typically like right smack dab in the middle for neutrality in terms of like unisex. So yeah, that works.
Cool.
And
And
then
are you writing these down? Are you writing them down?
let me go ahead and write that down then. Yeah, so 58% ISO E Super, and then we'll do 10% Hedione. HC if you have the Hedione HC. If not, just regular Hedione is fine.
I have it.
Next thing, let's see over here.
Wait 1 second. Okay, you said 10%.
Yeah, 10%, so that's 1 gram. And then after that, we should probably add the ambroxans, the ambergris. Let me think. Oh yeah, your Wi-Fi is a little bit faster now for some reason. Perhaps your internet service provider decided to like fix their stuff.
It's just wonky. We're just lucky the power is on because it goes out here a lot when we have storms. Last night I actually woke up and have you guys ever seen strobe lightning? We had last night at 3 a.m. I woke up and it was like and my room was like a disco. It was crazy. We get crazy strobe lightning here.
Whoa.
Very alarming.
Right.
Okay, so the first next
Oh,
you wanted to do
let's do 1% ambroxan, 2% fixator. 1% ambroxan is 100 milligrams.
and then fixatory at how much?
Fixator is 2%, so that's 200 milligrams.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hedione was 10%, correct. Hecate.
So we also haven't tested this blend before. This is all just
Yeah, basically, honestly, like this is just our methodology. So I have like my parametric workhorse formula. It's basically it gives some ranges for a bunch of stuff, and we know that these ranges will pretty much work regardless for us. Like this method is just you can pretty much make anything with it, and it'll just be amazing.
I accidentally put 150 of ambroxan, so
Okay, well, we'll just readjust our formula then. It's fine.
Okay.
Happy little accidents.
It smells nice.
It always
Hi,
will.
Hi, lonely tree. Hi. So yeah, we're all just muted for now, and then we'll do Q&A afterwards. but it's nice to see you. Okay, cool. So fixators and ambroxans in there. Next.
So you already did 2% ambroxan? I mean, 2% fixator?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Then the next thing that we can do is let's start off with 0.4% of patchoulol. That'll be 40 is that 40 milligrams? Yeah, it's 40 milligrams. Patchoulol crystals. Yeah, patchoulol crystals, for anyone who doesn't know, they are made by a company called Ventos, and I do not know much about that company, but I know that patchoulol crystals that they make are amazing. It's just that they're one of the lesser known manufacturers, not as well known as Firmenich or IFF or whatever. Now, Shannon, one of the things that I'm wondering, what do you think about Fleur de Cure? You think that might work?
If you said like a hay note,
Oh yeah.
that would definitely be a hay note. I
Okay.
have
Well,
osmonths too.
what's the other one you mentioned?
Oh, I have osmanthus.
Osmanthus. Okay. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Fleur de Cure is actually made with osmanthus.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything. I'm just smelling it.
Mhm.
It smells nice, neutral. It's not leaning masculine or feminine for me. It's warm and sweet.
Perfect.
Warm,
All
sweet, and woody. Just the right amount of amber, I think. For me.
Perfect. Let's do 0.8 of celestolide.
That's a lot of celestolide.
We could do less then. Let's go ahead and start off with 0.4 then.
Okay.
So we're just going to do 40 milligrams of celestolide then, because what we're going to do is we're just going to decide that I need the patchoulol
40
and
or
celest.
400? What do you do? How much? How many milligrams?
0.4. It's 40 milligrams of celestolide. So equal amounts celestolide and patchoulol for starters. And then we're basically going to see if they're balanced or not, and then we'll increase from there.
All right, hang on 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Might be worth mentioning that I bought Viramoss from Perfumer Supply House, and it smells totally different than the one that I got from Perfumer Apprentice.
Yeah, that was surprising. So what happened was that so we have Perfumer's Apprentice from we have Veramoss from Perfumer's Apprentice and Veramoss from Perfumer Supply House, and they smell different. One of the reasons why that could be is perhaps one of those is actually Evernil. Supposedly, actual brand name Veramoss, it smells like a little bit what's the name, lighter and airier and so forth, and Evernil on the other hand is darker, more masculine, and supposedly smells a little bit closer to how real oak moss smells. So supposedly that's sort of the difference. So that could explain it. Also, it could just be differences in the way that it's manufactured. So it could be that one uses a newer versus an older method.
Yeah, the one from PA is light and airy and sweet, and the Evernil that I got from this one is masculine and very strong.
Yeah.
It's good though.
We're gonna
Yeah,
use the
yes,
light
it's
one
really
though. We're gonna use the light one if
Yeah,
we
we're
use
using
any
light
of them.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
using light one.
So once you've added, the 40 milligrams of celestolide, the question now is, I want you to smell them and see if they're balanced or not, and we're going to go from there. Oh, by the way, if y'all don't have these, I would recommend that you get some of these, which are the little spoons. Like get yourself some little lab scoops and stainless steel for for your uh for your crystals and your solids, especially the powders. Yes, you just added celestolite. That's the powder that you just added. Because you already added the patchouli earlier.
No, I added beer moss. Sorry. I thought we were talking about beer moss.
Okay. Well, is the Veramos and the patchouli, sorry, is the patchouli and celestolide balanced?
I didn't put celestolite in. I put beer moss in because we were talking about beer moss.
Okay. Okay, so that's Veramos. Okay. How's the Veramos and patchouli? Are they balanced or no?
Yeah, I mean they blended seamlessly into the
Yeah,
base. So
but
yeah.
is the Veramos taking over or no?
Mhm.
Okay, then let's add 40.4% of celestolide this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically equal amounts of patchouli, beer moss, and celestolite.
Yes, yes. I didn't expect that it would be equal amounts, but things work.
All right, we'll see.
Now, one of the things that we'll do early on in the formula, we're basically relying on our experience and our memory to kind of give us an idea of how much of the different materials we're going for. And this is after we've already narrowed down the candidate material selection that we're going to use. And then we're going to smell along the way.
Now it smells like berries.
Perfect.
The berries are starting to come out and play.
All right. Let me ask you this. Regarding the celestolide and the Veramos, which is stronger?
Between celestolide and beer moss?
Yes.
I'm gonna say honestly neither. Oh, she Knoxall says all I can smell is the icy.
It's going to take a little while, but don't worry, you'll become a Nosmic to it very soon. But that's fine. And also, once you train your nose a little bit more, you'll also just start to learn to like pick up like the really fine details. It just takes a little bit of time and practice. You'll get there. Don't worry about it. All right.
I think
So
uh, uh, Jay's bases are heavy on ISO super. Uh, if you don't blend that way, the way that Jay does, like you less, you may not. Yeah, all you may smell is the ISO super for a while. We're used to it because that's how Jay does it. He always does a large amount. Oh,
yeah.
Somebody just came in. Is my connection still unstable? That's so annoying.
Yeah, your thing is just frozen right now, your video. Oh, wait, there it goes. Oh, hi Chelsea.
Hi. Hi, Chelsea. Okay,
Hi
cool.
there.
Hey. So we're doing our blending right now, and Jay, if you want to put the formula in the chat, just what we have in there so far, so that Chelsea can get caught up. And then Chelsea, go ahead and just mute your awesome, and then we'll do Q&A after we're done blending. Okay, cool. So
All right. Next thing that we're gonna do is basically so Celestalite and Veramos. Which is stronger? Do you think we need to increase the Celestalite or no? Or the Patchoulol?
I actually want more patchoulol.
Okay, let's go ahead and increase the Patchoulol by 20 milligrams. So we're increasing the amount that was in there by, by 50%. So that is going to be another 20 milligrams for 0.6. Yeah. Yeah, but you're only doing 0.2, so you're doing 20 milligrams. That's all we're doing in there.
Okay.
20 milligrams patchoulol. Let me do a little bit of math over here. Oh no, not the math. Not the math. 10, 1.5, and 2, and 0.6 plus 0.4 plus 0.4. Okay, so right now we have 72.9% of the formula already done. It's fine, JK. Yeah, often people will do like the dilutions, but I'd say that as soon as you can, you might want to transition. Well, not as soon as you can, but when you're ready, when you have that confidence, go ahead and transition towards using pure mats, because you're going to get such a nicer, better formula. And also, there can be a little bit of a danger in using materials that are diluted in alcohol, as there can be a little bit of evaporation, even when you use polycomb lids, just because alcohol likes to leave in the vapors.
Okay, so I'm going to increase the celestalide by 20 as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And you may end up finding that you may want to increase the celestalite by another 20 after that, even because celestalite is quite weak relative to Veramos.
Yeah. Like, I don't really want to smell the Veramos.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I was wanting to leave it towards the end there, but that's fine. One thing that we can also do is, yeah, so it would potentially be 0.8 celestalite if we decide to increase the celestalite further. I think it would probably end up being like 0.8 at the end, but I don't know.
I need to stop smelling it. I can't smell it.
It's fine. One thing that
Part of the thing, I'm in a basement. This is where my lab is, so everything already kind of smells earthy. It already smells like Veramos down here.
Yeah, and also like she makes all of her formulas over there, and because like our collab fragrances tend to do so well, it's in pretty much everything she makes, pretty much, like especially like the stuff that sells a bunch. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I feel happy with it. I feel like the Veramos is quieted down a little bit, and now it's more about the patchoulol and the celestalite. So I'm happy with the base as it is.
You want
we can
more
always increase
celestalite before we move on? Like you think that you need a little bit more celestalite or no?
No, I think it's good.
Okay. Next thing then, let's go ahead and add 0.1 of what's the name? 0.1 of vanillin. Yes. And what we're going to be doing here is we're trying to just give it like the slightest little bit of like that softness from the vanillin. Just the tiniest little bit.
What's the percentage?
So it'll be 0.1 of vanillin.
That's a lot of vanillin. Am I the only one that pronounces it vanillin, by the way?
Well, I pronounce it vanillin because it's like it's from vanilla, so vanilla.
I know. All right, I'm the only one. He means 0.1. I know. It seems like that seems like a lot though.
Yeah,
sure?
it's probably a lot, but I mean,
no, I would do less to start, because once we put this in, we may completely ruin it.
Yeah,
and it may
okay.
just vanilla perfume. I don't have enough patchoulol to then redo the whole thing. So
yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do 2 milligrams of vanillin.
I wouldn't even do that much. How much is that absolute? How much is that?
That'll be 0.02%.
Okay, all right. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 0.2,
Yeah, 0.02. So that's 2 milligrams. You may have to
0.0.
use tweezers to pick up the tiniest little powder crystals.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. No tweezers needed. All right, let's just see. We can always increase it. I just careful
Yeah.
with vanilla because it can take over.
Yeah, vanilla loves to take over. That's why I'm super cautious with it.
Are you?
Well, I normally don't even use it because it's like
You're never cautious with anything. This is why this collaboration works, is because I'm cautious and you're not.
Hey.
Thank you, Hecate. Jay got me this scale. It's called US Solid scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, US Solid is a good brand. Although, what's the name? Music Maker actually had some trouble with his, so I guess it's not perfect for everyone. But hopefully he got his scale fixed.
This is Chef's Kiss, perfect amount of vanilla for me, at least. I don't like a lot of vanilla.
Yeah, yeah. I how to put it? I only like vanilla like as a prominent note when it's in a gourmand. Otherwise, I don't want it to be like. I just want it in the background, if at all.
Yeah.
Next
I've
thing.
already ruined this scale. Like the base here is cracked on each side. This side's completely glued shut because I spilled some sticky material in there and then it basically just sealed itself. So yeah, I abuse my scales, but it's hanging in there. Okay, did you want to do sandalwood in this? Did I hear you correctly say sandalwood?
Yes, but we can do that later.
Okay. All right. Now I know we were discussing galaxolide potentially, or adenolide.
The Laxolide is if we want to make it a little bit more. Well, let's do 1% Galaxolide. You may have to heat it up though. Yeah, because Galaxolide loves to crystallize. It's like Cashmeran. You look away for 1 second and it suddenly become entirely solidified.
I don't think I want galaxolide in there.
Well, I was just thinking that it has that smell of like fabric softener that reminds me of like the freshly washed clothes that children will get from their parents because they don't have to do their own laundry.
No.
Okay.
Let me smell ethylene bracelet with it and just see.
Uh-huh. Ethylene bracelet works well with pretty much everything. Also, Exaltalide Total. We could do like 0.5% of Exaltalide Total.
I don't know about exaltalide. Let me see. Where is my exaltalide? Actually, exaltalide smells really nice with it. So I would say ethylene bracelet and exaltalide. Do you want me to smell adenolide with it just in case?
Yeah, so Exaltalide Total, we're probably going to do 0.5%. Ethylene Bracelet, we're probably going to do 3%.
No, I don't like adenolide. It's too heavy. Traceolide, I don't have that.
I'm not familiar with Traceolide. Hey, JK, if you want to come off mute and just share it with everyone what it smells like.
Yeah, Traceolide, it's just kind of a sweeter, fruity musk. So if you were thinking of the fruitier musks, like adenolide and whatnot, it's kind of like without having to use raspberry-esque materials, it has a little bit of that fruitiness to it.
It's possible that we could also consider Ambretolide. Normally, I don't use Ambretolide, but maybe that might fit in this case as well.
Yeah, and Brett might work. Hold on, let me grab it. Maybe just the faintest wisp of Embrettalide.
Okay, then maybe just add like 0.02, so just 2 milligrams.
Okay, so how much ethylene bracelet?
3%. So we're going for 300 milligrams.
Okay.
%, ethylene bracelet. And then let's do 0.5% of exaltalide total. So 50 milligrams.
Oh, I gotta heat it up.
Yeah, exaltalide total is also one of those materials that just like loves to crystallize. And 2 milligrams of
Wait, hold on. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
uh-huh.
It was 0.05 of exaltalide.
Yeah, no, 0.5, so 0.5% of exaltalide total. 50 milligrams. And then 0.02 or 2 milligrams of what's the name of ambrettalide.
Hi, Claudio. On mute right now, so if you want to just mute, and then after we're done blending, I think I'm frozen again. Go ahead, Jay. Can you tell him to? Oh, you got it. Never mind. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do that now while my exaltalide's heating up. So basically, just a drop of ambrettalide.
Well, not even a drop. It's like it's it's 2 milligrams, so that's like 1/10 of a drop. So you're doing like way less.
A tenth of a drop?
Yeah. Basically, it's like a what's the name? Same amount of vanillin for ambrettalide.
Okay. But let's see if I can even smell that in there. Thank God we didn't put more vanilla in there because I can really smell it. I'm getting fairy vibes.
Perfect. All right. Now, have we already added the ethylene bracelet or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the exaltalide total? Okay. Exaltalide total, we're only going to add 50 milligrams. So about like 2.5 drops. So let's start off with 2 drops, though, just to be on the safe side.
Don't tell me what to do, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let me smell it with that in there.
Yeah, exaltalide total at 0.5% just adds like airiness, freshness, lightness.
Powder.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's still feeling very, very fairy, very fairy.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's add 200 milligrams of Helionol then. So that's gonna be 2% Helionol.
Why, why so much Helionol?
2% is a good amount. We're only just going for a hay kind of vibe to it. It's just basically like playing in the grass, playing with hay bales, as a kid when you go to the farm, that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
Okay, if you don't like it, that's fine. We could just leave it out for now.
Hold on,
Let's
let
look.
me think. Maybe a different. Hold on.
We could also try adding the hydroxycitronellol.
Uh,
Which one was
okay,
that?
nothing.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, let's do the hydroxycitronellol. When I smelled it with the helium, it started to smell synthetic, like a weird synthetic-y kind of smell.
Understandable.
Let me just smell it. Hang on.
The hydroxycitronellol, I think we'll probably end up doing. We should probably do 2% just to keep it from being overwhelming. Maybe even 1% to start off with. So maybe 100 milligrams of hydroxycitronellol.
Okay.
And we could go from there to see if we want to up it or lower it.
Let me start with 50 just to see.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think we can do. Okay.
Yeah. Normally we do about 3% hydroxycitronellol, which I would say like it's on the higher end side of what you can get away with. Um, but yeah, we use that much because normally we're trying to go for like a really light, really fresh fragrance. It works wonders when you're trying to do more of a sporty kind of fragrance. In this case, we're trying to tone it down because we don't want it to overpower the patchoulol and the celestalide.
It just slid in there perfectly. It smells good.
Okay, so you did 1%, 100 milligrams.
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. All right. Next thing that we can do is I'm thinking we could probably do something like peach potentially. I'm just thinking that peach and pineapple are going to be like fragrances that remind me of like having those little fruit cups when you're a kid, you know?
So I think we should just stick with the florals for just a second before we
Hmm.
switch to the fruit.
Okay,
Um,
let's go with your Jasmine Sambac Absolute at 3%. And yeah, we'll just go with whatever you think. So maybe just, add 1 or 2 drops at a time and we'll just record the weight.
Hang on 1 second. The Jasmine Sambac Absolute or the 3%?
Well, the Jasmine Sambac Absolute at 3%, because isn't your Jasmine Sambac Absolute diluted already?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
okay. Then in that case, I thought yours was pre-diluted, wasn't it?
I have both. Um,
Okay, so if you
Hang
have
on,
full,
this I have the full smell these. I'm gonna try the Fleur de Cure and the Osmond and just kind of see which one
okay.
gives me that musical. Ooh, Fleur de Cure is really nice.
Okay, let's go for Fleur de Cure, and what we'll do is we can start off with
Wait. Wait.
hmm,
I'm gonna smell the anisole too. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love that.
Okay. So let's go with the Florida Cure and maybe the Jasmine Sandbag. Do you think all three would go together?
I didn't like the jasmine sandbag.
Okay. Okay, so what about the Florida Cure? That's the best so far?
Yeah.
And what about osmanthus? Just pure osmanthus. Do you think that'll
It was too barnyard.
Okay, okay. And by barnyard, do you just mean pure manure?
A little bit, yeah. I like fecal elements.
All right.
Yes.
Let's go with 50 milligrams of Florida Cure, which is about 0.5%. And by the way,
That's a lot. So I'm gonna start with 1 drop first.
Okay, that'll be 0.2, so that'll be 20 milligrams. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, Florida Cure is made by, I think it's Payan Bertrand or something like that, and basically it's a co-distillation of cedar wood along with osmanthus, and it creates a nice floral leathery note. Actually, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's cedar wood fractions. So they actually will break down the cedar wood into various fractions that they're basically just doing fractional distillation of. So they'll just take it off the distillation at various different points, and that'll be their fractions. When you're doing this with alcohol, for example, when you're trying to make spirits, for liquor, typically you'll separate out the heads, which are the first, fractions, and the tails, because those are going to be unwanted and they may contain unwanted chemicals like whether it's for flavor purposes or whether it's methanol. So that's typically one of the reasons why distilled spirits are not going to give you as bad of a hangover as if you just have that same amount in like pure fermented undistilled stuff because of the methanol content, among others.
Claudia says, isn't the processed remainder from osmanthus extraction kind of upcycled remains of what's left from osmanthus absolute extraction?
I'm not sure. They just mentioned on the Frater Works website that they use osmanthus. They never said which kind of osmanthus on the Frater Works website. So I'm just repeating what I remember from reading that. It could very well be that they're just using remainder and they're just trying to upcycle it for Florida Cure, but I don't remember.
Okay, the Helionol, it's time for the Helionol. How much
Okay.
should we say?
Well, I was thinking about 2%, but if you think that's high, we could do 0.5%. We could start off with 0.5% and just see where it goes. It'll be 50 milligrams.
Okay,
But smell it next to it. See if it fits or not.
I did.
Oh.
That's why I'm telling you.
Okay. So let's do 50 milligrams for starters, but it can go up to about like 2% because it's like Helionol is just very neutral. It's just very versatile.
What was the percentage of Fleur de Coeur? Hecate wants to know.
Okay, I think it was 0.2% because we did like 1 drop only, right? Yeah. Also, if you look, if y'all scroll
One
up,
drop.
if y'all scroll up to the formula, I've been editing that post of the formula in the chat. Yeah, so you should be able to see that, and I'll just continue editing it, and then I'll post it again at the end. I'll also post it on the what's the name on the forum at the end, and also by the way, Shannon, maybe you can actually copy the formula and put it into the description of the um of the what's the name of the video when it goes on YouTube, or you can just put it in a pinned comment on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Next. Do you think we have enough florals in there? We already have like hydroxycitronella for okay.
Yeah.
Then next thing I think what we should do is maybe we should start looking at the fruity top notes.
Yeah, fruity top notes, or any sort of like weird. like a little bit of like wood, like you said, like something interesting, or you know what I mean, like the base might need like a one little tiny off note in there, like you know what I mean, like not off, but it's sweet and light and airy. You might just want like, we might just want like one little thing to slightly ground it, like you said, like maybe the sandalwood or something. Just thinking before we move on.
Um, we can do that in a little bit.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. Let me just smell the jasmine with it again one more time.
That's fine. So our Mysore sandalwood is about 10% strength that we have, and it's sorry, the Mysore sandalwood at 10%. Yeah, it's the essential oil. It's not an absolute. It's not a CO2. It's sustainably harvested, and it's actual Santalum album that we have. So that's the real deal sandalwood, the same species that you would get in India. Ours is not sourced from India. Ours is actually sourced from a plantation outside of India. So it's outside of the natural habitat. So there's no threat um, to the actual species in the wild. So yeah, that's one of the reasons that we did that. Also, it's because of that way we can avoid all of the complications with I think it's CITES, like CITES, which is a law that they have in the U.S. against like the trafficking of species of endangered woods and all that stuff. Yeah, and she's showing the bottle off.
We got it from Eden Botanicals. I was thinking something, I think what I'm trying to say on the base note, like something like almost like a little pine needle, like a tiny little sharp, like a wee bit.
They were mentioning hinoki wood, and hinoki wood could be interesting.
Okay, let me smell it. Cypress maybe too.
Well, I think hinoki wood is actually a form of cypress. I think they call it Japanese cypress.
Yes, hinoki's lovely. It's
Yes.
just like a sweet pine, like a little click, like beep. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me show you all something over here. For those of you in America who happen to be able to go to a Target or maybe a Walmart or someplace like that, there is an air freshener that I have where I actually took some inspiration for my perfumery, and it's this thing. Come on, focus. All right. It's why is it blurry sometimes? Okay. So
Because it's sticking up in your aura. It's in your aura.
Well, yes, I have the aura of the blur. Yes.
Aura of Febreze.
Yes. Well, yes, but it has actually Febreze Ocean, and it has Hinoki, ginger, and water lily, and it is a fantastic air freshener. Yeah, but that's actually like one thing that I would recommend for perfumers. Look at what commercial companies are doing, even if it's Febreze, because if they're selling, if the stuff that they're doing, it smells good, take inspiration from it. Because I'm sure that, as a perfumer, you can do a whole lot better than they can because they're trying to keep costs low. If you can, on the other hand, get some of those same notes, but then upscale the quality, yeah.
Claudio, I got it from Eden Botanicals, the Hinoki. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Very, very pretty. Okay, how much of this are we doing? Are we doing trace or drop or?
Let's start off with let's do 0.2 sorry, yeah, 0.2%. So that'll be 0.2% is going to be 20 milligrams. So about a drop, yeah. First started.
Okay. I doubt we'll need more, but
yeah, because we're just trying to like add a little bit of like sharpness just for like balancing, just for a little bit of like contrast. Because all the rest of the formula so far has just been soft and pleasant and round. So we do need to add like just a little bit of like to to make sure that there's a little bit of yin in that yang.
I can smell the fleur de cure quite a bit.
By the way, do you use ambrette seed or ambretolide?
Ambretolide.
Okay, perfect.
Now it smells like pine and hay and linden, and you still have the celestolide in there.
Perfect. Well, what about
Smells like
cashmere?
smells like an ethereal. It smells like the forest, but like in an ethereal way. Like if you just got like a little wisp of.
Perfect. What do you think about what was the one that I was saying? There was a material that I wanted to add.
Oh, you love cashmere. I don't know if that's gonna go in there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like,
Smell it.
I'm thinking like cashmere for me, it smells kind of like blankets. So I'm thinking like, when you're a kid and you're always watching those movies and you're just wrapped up in like a warm blanket. Yeah. I mean, if we added at a low enough percentage, I think it could work. But if you're not smelling it,
It's too grounding. Right now it's ethereal. So I would say maybe not do something so corporeal.
corporeal. Okay. Okay.
Corporeal.
Let's think about then maybe do you think we're ready to go to the top notes or not yet?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so I'm thinking peach. We could go for like peach aldehyde, or we could go for we could go for some of the aldehydes. Maybe also like allyl amyl glycolate, or we could go for like the Robert A. peach. Robert A. peach. Sorry, not Robert A. peach. Robert A. Pineapple might be a good one. There's also Robert A. apple, like Robert A. red apple.
All right, I'll just start pulling some of this stuff. Manzanite, pineapple. I think I'm all out of allyl amyl glycolate. I just used it all the other day. I also have a ton of other florals here too.
Yeah. Also, one of the things that we could do is in this case, I don't think allyl amyl glycolate is necessarily the best because that one is more of an unripe pineapple. For this one, because it's going to be meant for for evoking that kind of like fairy thing, and because it's kind of going to have like a nostalgic, childhood kind of thing to it, I'm thinking that we should go for more of like a ripe pineapple. Like think about like upside down pineapple cake that you might have eaten as a kid,
Muscanone. Do I have muscanone?
Muscanone? I don't know. Muscanone, yeah, it could be oh sorry, he's saying muscone. That's different. So there's a difference between mucinone and muscone. And yeah, both of those are actually really good. I've heard in combination with patchoulol. There's a really good review on it on recommending the combination of that on the review for patchoulol itself on Perfumer Supply House.
All right, I found my supply list. I don't know, unfortunately. Okay.
Oh, Shannon, your audio was just cutting in and out. It was all metallic-y.
Thinking that I just said that I'm playing around with fruits now. Don't look at how I store these. It's terrible.
Well, your
It's really
video
nice
is frozen.
seeing you. Oh, it is.
Bye,
It was
Chelsea.
nice seeing you. Thank you for joining in.
All right. So Shannon, let's go ahead and let's do maybe some of the what's the name? The sandalwood. I'm thinking that we could probably add 0.2% of the sandalwood at 10%, the sandalwood Mysore.
I don't think it really needs it or adds it, but let me tell it again. Hold on. No, it's too, yeah, I don't know. It's clashing with the base in a weird way.
Okay. We'll take out the Mysore sandalwood. What about Dreamwood? What do you think about Dreamwood? Because Dreamwood would add a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of softness.
Let me see.
If we do add it, it would probably be like 0.1%. Like 10 milligrams, if we added.
I mean, it smells good. I'm just not sure if it's fairy.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and skip it for now then. What about the fruits then? What fruits have you pulled, and which ones do you think we should try?
Okay, so you want to try pineapple, right? All right, let's go with pineapple.
Yeah, Robert Tate pineapple specifically. I just think that Robert Tate pineapple is going to give us the kind of vibe we're going for.
I have pineapple essence, natural, allyl amyl glycolate. I just have those two.
Well, do you have pineapple Robert Tate or no?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't. When I think about fairies, I don't think about fruits. Like it's.
Mm-hmm.
It
What
doesn't
about
make
red
me
apple?
think fairy.
You have a Robert Tate red apple?
No, baby, I have the. I have apple essence. I'm completely out of green apples.
Okay.
Ooh, the name Dreamwood is a lure in of itself. Okay, we're adding Dreamwood. You've convinced me, Hecate. It did smell nice.
It's just the name.
The name, but no, it did smell nice. All right, how much Dreamwood?
If we're gonna add Dreamwood, let's add 0.1%. So that's gonna be 10 milligrams.
So just like half a drop.
Yeah, basically. Secret for how you can do like half a drop is like when you're trying to do the drops in with your disposable pipettes. Sometimes what'll happen towards the end is that you'll end up with a lot of air instead of like a full drop. That's how you can actually do that. So you can get less than the amount that would be required for a full drop in your pipette, and then you can just basically use the leverage. Like you can leverage the fact that that so much air is going to be there and so much material is going to cling to the inside of your pipette. That's how you can get sub-drop amounts with a pipette, which normally should not be possible. Unfortunately, it's not the most repeatable of methods, and you're probably better off getting yourself a micro pipette at that point. But you know, um, we're not there yet. Yeah.
Sakura salicylate. What is that? That's cherry blossom.
Yes, that's cherry blossom, and unfortunately, I found that Sakura salicylate tends to clash. At least that's what me and Shannon has found.
Do you have ebenol or sandalore?
Sandalore might
Okay.
work.
One of those creamy
Sandella is the most. Sandella is the most creamy, the most. Well, I think it's also the most artificial of any of the sandalwoods.
And just like a wisp of it, like just like trace, like half a drop or whatever. See what that does.
Also, if you have Hindinol, that might also be another one. Hindinol is the better. Between Sandalore, Sandella, and Hindinol, go with Hindinol. At least that's been my experience. But even so, Dreamwood is just such a step up if you're going for synthetic sandalwood. But even Dreamwood is a pale imitation of Mysore sandalwood. Or is it my soiree? Or I don't know. No one ever tells you how to pronounce this stuff.
It's Mysore.
Mysore? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm also Australian, so don't trust me.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it's like sandalwood is supposedly Indian, so I don't even know if we're supposed to be pronouncing it in an
Yeah,
Indian way.
Mysore. Yeah, it's Indian, yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna say anything, but the manzanite smells good. But just hold that thought,
Mhm.
because I am thinking of like foresty smells. Like I want apple in a forest where the fairies live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that I think about it, it's like if you're thinking about fairies from a sort of like an English fairy tale perspective, like apples tend to go hand in hand with any sort of English folklore. That's one of the reasons why, like, I would say, like, yeah, if we're doing like any kind of Celtic folklore or anything like that, apples are probably going to be in there. On the other hand, it's like I'm kind of feeling like maybe peach should be in there. So if you have maybe a
Mm,
peach aldehyde, I think it's C14.
nectar, it smelled kind of interesting, but whenever I put nectar in anything, I always take it out because I'm like, "Ah." Like it just grows and grows in there.
Yeah,
But let me just play around with the other stuff. Hold on.
yeah. There was also like the possibility of using fructone, fructolate.
I ran out of fructone. The other day I used it in a big batch. Oh, music maker's here.
Yo!
Hey, hey, honey.
Hmm.
Plums, sugar plums, and fairies. What has a plum scent to it, JK? Do you know? What about you, Jay?
Yeah,
Oh, uh,
prunate?
Divana, maybe, or um, or fruit sec.
Fruit sec could be good. Oh, Kuhinol. Kuhinol is also potentially interesting. Kuhinol was actually one that I had forgot about. Also, Simroxen. We're forgetting about Simroxen.
Okay, fruit sec smelled very like enticing, like the fairies are. The
Okay,
fairies
okay.
are enticing you with all different kind of fruits. Like you can't pick out one fruit, but there's like fruit in there. Teach
Cornucopia
a
is laid
fairy to
upon the
you.
table. let's start off with
All right, let me.
0.1%.
No, we're not blending it. I'm still smelling. Hold your
Okay.
horses, Jay. Mm, hold on. I feel like the peach is a little too on the nose. It's very peachy. Like
Mhm.
I almost want like a lighter. Okay. Let me just smell this one just to see because manzanite, frystone, nectarit, and fruit sec all kind of smell.
Oh, hey everyone. So I think Shannon dropped. So yeah, Shannon will be back shortly. I had a message her on Discord.
Well, hey everybody, it's Kevin. I wanted to stop by and say hello. But hey Jay, how you doing?
Doing all right, doing all right.
Sorry, it booted me out. Got booted out of my own blend along. What the
Your internet service provider does not agree with you.
T-Mobile? Take it up with T-Mobile. Okay. I'm just gonna smell these again. I was also thinking maybe honey.
One thing that was mentioned was coconut. The problem that I have with coconut is that you're either going to make it super, super creamy, but you might also end it up like, when was the last time that you associate like fairies and coconuts? You know, I mean, yeah.
Let me try Devana. Hold on one second.
Hmm? Yeah. Also, Shannon, if you can, maybe get Kohanol and what's the name? And Simroxin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Those two are fantastic, by the way. Oh, Shannon, also, one thing that I'm thinking of, I know this is totally out of left field, but Cephalus and maybe Tobacco Absolute.
I was thinking tobacco absolute, but we already have a lot of like the fleur de cure made it very hay note. So I'm afraid to add anything else with hay in there because then it's going to be really hay,
But at the same
like really
time,
hay.
we have to remember that it's like Tobacco Absolute can blend with virtually anything. As opposite as you think it is, tobacco has a way of making stuff work.
These fairies would be smoking pipes.
So,
Dwarves smoke pipes, not fairies.
but it's fairy tale-ish, so it's like it fits in there.
All right, let me look for my Divana. Hold on.
The reason why I would be hesitant for using anything mushroom smelling is because, in my experience, when you make it smell like mushrooms, you don't end up making it smell like a fairy tale in the traditional sense. You make it smell like, like a dark fairy tale, like more like dark fantasy, rather than, rather than a children's fairy tale. Yeah. You make it smell more like Brothers Grimm, more like the fairies are going to cook up the children in the story and put them in a stew. Um, as for strawberry, I found that strawberry is like oftentimes you make it end up smelling like the kind of fragrance that a teenage girl would wear when you use when you add the strawberry note. And I find strawberry note to be incredibly artificial often. Like yeah, it just it doesn't smell like something someone would want to wear uh like as an adult. At least for most strawberry stuff that I've gotten. Pink peppercorn for sparkle, that could be really interesting. um I'm not sure if we should do like pink peppercorn or maybe poivron.
Maybe Cimarrock. Oh no, I have Cimarroxin. Hold on, let me smell it with this.
Hmm. Yeah, Simroxin, we would only be adding like a touch of it. But Simroxin is basically like MSG for fragrances. It just has that way of making everything like pop out. I think Shannon dropped again. Hey, Shannon.
Jay, can you tell us a joke while this happens?
or we can.
Oh, just putting me on the spot like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
um, no, unfortunately, I can't think of a joke off the top of my
Where did
head.
the bunny go when he got hurt?
Can you
Uh,
guys hear me?
oh, we can hear you now.
Okay. Cimarroxin's good. How much?
Let's go ahead and add zero point 0.2, so 1 drop for now. And we can increase that if you want. If after you do 1 drop and you think it's not overpowering, if it's not really doing that much, we try adding another drop, making it 0.4.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay. Okay. So next thing after that, let's go ahead and add what's the name of that other one? The fruit sec. Yeah, let's go ahead and add 0.1 of fruit sec to 10 milligrams.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll add the coconut.
10 milligrams of fruit sec.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
You
I
can
think
definitely put more fruit sack in there.
okay, let's go ahead and up that and let's make it 20 milligrams then. So add another 10 milligrams.
You don't have to really be so conservative with this stuff. It's just sort of
Okay.
warm and-
If you still feel that it's like not enough, well, we can up it to 50 milligrams next, or 0.5%. Up it again.
Let me just smell it. This is at 68 or 68. Yeah, that might be perfect.
Okay, so how much? So are we at 0.5, or are we like, what are we at?
It was supposed to be 0.5, but it's ended up being 0.6. But yeah, 0.5, 0.05.
Well, we'll do 0.6. Okay, that's fine. What about coconut? Let's add 20 milligrams coconut, about a drop.
Can I smell it with it first?
Yep, obviously. Yeah.
Okay. Why are we adding the koinol?
I just think that it will add like a little bit of nice dried fruit of stuff. It'll just like add a little bit of volume, a little bit of bulk. What did you think about it when you smell it with coconut? Did it add anything
I mean, it definitely adds like a little bit of sharpness to it.
in a good way or no? Like in a way that you would want it to be there or not?
Um, a little bit I think would be okay. So just
A drop.
10, yeah. All right.
You can do a drop. You can do like half a drop. Either one. Just let me know which one you choose.
I did like half a drop.
Okay, all right. Next thing that we'll want to do is smell pink peppercorn next to it. Just to see if that little bit of contrast, that little bit of sparkle will really help or not. And also maybe ginger as well. I'm wondering if ginger and pink peppercorn is just going to work here.
Okay, pink peppercorn. Oh, you wanted to try poivron too, right?
Yeah, yeah. The reason why you
Or
would want, yeah, the reason why you would want to use pink peppercorn is it's going to give you limonene. The reason why you would want to use poivron is because it's not going to give you limonene. So it really depends on whether or not we think limonene is going to fit into this or not.
okay, I'm gonna try the pink peppercorn first.
Also, pink peppercorn, to my nose, has a little bit of a rose note to it. Just the hint. Oh, speaking of which, rose. That might actually fit perfectly for a fairy fragrance. Oh, Claudio asked, is it trigeminal? You get like that little nose tingle thing, Shannon?
Black pepper smells really good.
All right. Let's go ahead and add point.
Wait,
Uh,
hold on one second, Jay. Jay, hang on. I'm almost done. Sorry. Hold on. Let me just smell the ginger next to it, just in case.
mm-hmm.
I think I like the black pepper the best.
All right. Let's go ahead and add 0.3 of poivron. So we're adding 1.5 drops.
Not poivron, black pepper.
Black pepper. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let's add 0.2% of black pepper essential oil.
Okay.
Oh, also they were asking, Shannon, what about the fragrance? Is it trigeminal? Does it give you like a little tingle on your nose?
I don't know. Hold on one second. Let me see. It
That's
should
all right.
if it's a fairy. I don't get like a tingly thing on it. I'm mostly getting like sweet, warm woods, ethereal. Um, I also have Frystone. Is that berry?
Brightstone is raspberry, I think. Yeah, but it's not a full raspberry. It's more of like a component of raspberry. Um, yeah, we do have there is I think Robert T makes a version of raspberry that they sell, and it was amazing. I think they discontinued it, but they may have brought it back. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's nice, ethereal, and light right now. Was there anything else that you wanted to maybe add to it?
Yeah, let's try red rose. If you have any kind of rose absolute or a rose essential oil, like a red rose essential oil, that would be perfect.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah. Also, one thing that we might want to do is possibly a toothpick trick for the jasmine sambac. I'm wondering if maybe just like the tiniest little bit of jasmine is just going to give like that little bit of like um, flower and bloom kind of effect.
Where is
Oh.
my rose?
Yeah, and also tobacco absolute. If you could bring out the tobacco absolute, I think that would be fantastic as well. And I was just thinking, tobacco and rose could really just make like the whole fairy thing a little bit more interesting.
I smell the tobacco absolute. It's not. It didn't work. But I've got rose. I have one more rose material. Hold on.
Although it would be kind of funny if it's like the fairy in this situation, it ended up just being like an old lady, and it's like she's just like, "All right, kitties," just like has like that smoker voice. Just would find that like really hilarious.
Jay.
Especially
Petal
ahead.
bloom. Sorry, never mind.
Petal bloom is actually amazing for an aquatic. I don't think it would work in this case.
Hang on. I know I have another rose. Let me see. It might be up here. Vetiver, black cherry, fleur de cure, green tea, patchouli, caramel, coronal, turmeric. Hang on one second.
Okay. Oh, Hecate mentioned cherry. That could actually be super interesting. Shannon, did you ever get Harry Sherwood's Black Cherry Accord by any chance?
I have it. Yeah, I have cherry.
Okay. If you have Harry Sherwood's Black Cherry Accord, please smell that. Yeah, his specifically. Yes.
Can you say that 10 times fast?
No.
Harry Sherwood's black cherry?
No. No. No, I cannot.
It's way too overpowering.
Okay. Even if we added like toothpick trick amount.
Yeah. I'm gonna smell the roses. Just hold on one second.
Okay.
I'll start with rose absolute.
Okay. Just remember to smell the roses.
rose is lovely. Hold on. Let me smell Harry's rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, pretty much every accord that Harry does is absolutely amazing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Harry Sherwood, and he has his own store. It's absolutely amazing. Honestly, I would say that you could probably use his stuff as a substitute for naturals in many cases, and it'll just be more stable and better.
So I think the rose absolute might work.
All
How
right.
much are we doing of that?
Let's do a toothpick trick to start off with traces, because I want to make sure that we don't overpower it, because yeah, it's just what's the name? Rose Absolute is hella powerful.
Okay. In case you're not familiar, this is the toothpick trick. I'm about to perform my first trick. When you want to use just a little tiny trace of something, you just dab it in and then mix it into your blend. This is a J genius trick.
Yes. So basically, you're just gonna add like the tip of the toothpick into there, and then you're just gonna mix it in. Yeah, just like that. And what you're gonna get then is you're gonna get like sub-milligram amounts, and yeah, it's not very repeatable, but it's good for when you're just trying to do trial blends and you're more concerned about testing something out.
That black pepper is just singing. It's a beautiful top note.
Oh, what about
Okay,
juniper? What about juniper?
Mm.
Okay. What about the rose? How's the rose? You were in the middle of saying it.
Oh, I was just saying, I think this is about as fairy as it's gonna get. It's very fairy.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and let's just add 40 grams of alcohol to it. Honestly, I think that we're pretty much good to call it a day on this one.
Yep. Fairy formula. If you guys want to unmute, you're welcome to unmute and just chat with us for a little while for the rest of the session. Tell me your impressions, if you guys are blending or not blending. JK, what are your thoughts? How about you, Knox?
My thoughts are going to be heavily skewed due to the use of diluted materials and then making a smaller batch altogether, to the point where almost everything for the last 40 minutes has been one drop. So, yeah, mine is not scientific, to say the least. Yeah. Like, because everything is already diluted to 10%, I could put this on my skin right now and tell you, but it's going to be very ethereal.
Do it. See what it smells like.
And also, one of the things, although Shannon will be smelling it now, one of the things that's very important to note is that Shannon is, how do I put it? When she bottles this, she's gonna test it tomorrow morning, and that's when she's really gonna be able to get her nose fully into this. Yeah. Also, just giving your fragrance.
I usually that's when I make tweaks and stuff to a formula. I let it sit overnight and then I leave it on the kitchen table. And then when I get up in the morning, the first thing I'll do is go smell the cap or the nozzle. And that'll tell me right away, objectively whether or not it's good. And then I can tell what's missing or what needs to be increased. So that's kind of my process for trying to get a little objectivity.
Yeah,
okay.
I look forward to making this at 100% with the appropriate amounts of things. Right now, because I didn't have Dreamwood, I use Sandalore. That is kind of the first thing that it's like an ethereal Sandalore. Like I get creaminess over anything right now, but that's because I don't have I didn't
Dreamwood.
have two of the things in it. One of them being the fruit sec.
Shannon, I have a question for you. You said that you use Undecavertol a little bit. What does Undecavertol smell again like?
Undecavertol, it's it's watery. It smells faintly watery, almost like helianol, but a little bit but less sour, more green. It's like a
Oh,
green
I-
watery.
what if you smelled it next to the fragrance that we have
I-
now? Because I'm thinking
I
like
did.
green fairy.
I already did. I already did.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't fit.
okay.
Yeah, I've got that, but
Mhm.
I'm just gonna spray it now just to see what our fairy fragrance
Mhm.
smells like. Just for the heck of it.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, I had an
Knox,
idea.
did you do any blending over there, Knox?
I did, yeah. For me, it's hard. That much Sui Super is hard for me personally. For whatever reason, that's most of what I'm getting.
But
Did you dilute it?
I have not diluted it yet.
yeah, when you dilute it, it will be a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very light and wispy and ethereal. I'm sure we could definitely increase some things or decrease some things. I'm getting a lot of the patchouli actually now that I just sprayed it.
Hmm. And is the Veramos good? The Celestalide?
I don't know. I've gone nose blind. Just give me a minute.
Mhm. Hey, no worries, no
I've
worries.
gone.
Also, one thing that you can do as well, whenever you're blending, sometimes you'll need to step out for like 30 minutes and then come back in order to actually
Yeah, I'm right
smell
here
your.
at my blending table, so like I only have like a fraction of a second to smell it before I can't smell it anymore. Sometimes I can take things outside. Hold on, let me take this outside and spray it. I'll be right
Mhm.
back.
Yeah. All right, and now it's the J Man show. No, I'm kidding.
I'm curious, Jay, how did you get to your like base, your formula that you use so often?
Mhm. All right. So this goes back a long, long time ago. No, I'm kidding. So what happened was I was experimenting with my formulas, and originally I was doing like looking at the percentages that are recommended maximum by IFRA and using those as what my percentage for my fragrance concentrate should be. And I know that that's not how it's supposed to be, but I was thinking maybe that'll give me a rough proportion on dosage. Eventually, I discovered that it's like it turns out that in some cases, there are fragrances, commercial fragrances out there that'll be up to 80% ISO super or even 90% ISO super. And so I was like, let me go ahead and try, messing around with that. Because before what I was doing, I was doing like 20% Hedione, 20% ISO super. And the problem that I was getting with those fragrances is that the Hedione would really take over in those situations. Eventually, I just started going for trying to find the right balance of ISO super to Hedione, and I landed on about 5 to 7 parts ISO super per part of Hedione, and I ended up finding that it's like if I go beyond 60%, like far beyond 60%, it tends to be very ISO super dominant for the entire fragrance. Below that, like in that 50 to like 62%, like 55 to 62% range, that's where I find the best range of ISO super in my experience. It gives you the best performance, gives you the best projection because ISO super is projection. Hedione is projection. Like these are all boosters that'll just help push out the fragrance. They help with the alcohol in your fragrance. The difference is that the alcohol will evaporate very quickly, but the Hedione and the ISO Super, they'll continue to push out your fragrance even after, even during the dry down. So that's one of the reasons why you'll want to do those. They're just performance enhancers. And same thing with
Oh,
the Ambroxan
sorry.
and Fixator.
Fruit sec, rose, and hinoki.
Mm-hmm.
What? So nice. The dry down is really nice. But I would say with this fragrance, just judging, I would increase everything from the hydroxycitronellol down. So hydroxycitronellol, Fleur de Cure, Helianol, Hinoki, Dreamwood, Cimarroxin, Fruit Sec, Black Pepper, Rose Absolute. I would increase those and decrease these a little bit because it's almost so ethereal you can barely smell it.
Okay. So let me go ahead and put increase everything below this by 50%. Do you think 50%?
I don't know if all of them would be 50%. The Fleur de Cure could take over. So basically play with it, but I would increase all of those a little bit.
Okay. Let me move the Fleur de Cure above the increase everything by 50%. Yeah, but then it's like you're basically just like hydroxycitronellol, Helianol, Hinoki, Dreamwood base, Cimarroxin, Fruit Sec, Kohinol, Black Pepper, Rose Absolute.
You could increase the Fruit Sec, Kohinol, Black Pepper, and Rose Absolute for sure. Even the Hinoki, they're all playing nicely together. It'll be interesting to smell it tomorrow, but yeah, I would increase the percentage of those notes. We went very light on those because we were being cautious, but
yeah.
It's not here.
What do you think about the Dreamwood? Do you think we should have increased the Dreamwood or no?
Yeah, you could increase the Dreamwood.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So,
probably add a drop of all these things and just see what happens, like an extra drop of everything, and see what happens.
Well, you want to do that right now?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So in that case, add 50 milligrams of hydroxycitronellol. We're readjusting it on the fly. We'll do it live.
We're doing it live. Saturday afternoon. Okay.
So
yeah, it needs some more mids and tops to make it actually smell like a fragrance. But
yeah. So it's about you added 2 drops of hydroxycitronellol, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the Fleur de Cure alone, or it's very strong.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna basically add, I think, like one more drop of Helianol. That'll be 0.7 of Helianol and 1.4 of the hydroxycitronellol. We're basically assuming that each drop is 20 milligrams, which is roughly what it is for most materials, but it's because she isn't using the scale.
Helianol, you said what? One drop?
One full drop.
All right, let's just see. Okay.
A half drop for Cimarroxin and a full drop for Fruit Sec.
We skipped Hinoki.
Yeah, we'll get to it. So half drop Cimarroxin, 1 drop Fruit Sec.
Hold on. Okay. Okay. Fruit Sec.
Yeah. So 1 drop Fruit Sec, half a drop Cimarroxin.
Yeah, I already got that. Okay, Kohinol.
Yeah, for Kohinol, we're only going to do like 5 milligrams, which is going to be like a quarter drop.
Okay. So just a dip. We also do this little trick too, where we just dip the tip of the pipette in there, so there's like barely a drop on there. That's another way to get like a a whisper of something in there.
Same for the Dreamwood base, actually. Same diptych.
Okay, black pepper.
Black pepper is going to be half a drop more, and same for Hinoki. Half drop.
Okay, and then the Rose Absolute, another toothpick.
Yeah, another toothpick trick.
All right, cool. All righty. All right, cool. Then I'm gonna make a little bottle of that. I'll test it. All right, JK, it was really nice seeing you. It was really, really good. I follow you on Instagram, and good luck on your, well, he's gonna have to watch this, he's already gone, but he's doing a perfume, like a perfume line. If you follow him on Instagram, he just posted his boxes and stuff, which look very pretty. Another perfume maker, okay. All righty. All right, let's see if that changes it a little bit.
Oh, I like the name that Claudio recommended. I'm gonna butcher this if I try to pronounce it in French, but it's basically in French it just translates to "Once upon a time I was a fairy." So
Yeah, I saw that. That was really cute. I like it. Lovely. It smells lovely. I'm just gonna let this sit overnight and then smell it in the morning. But to me, it smells. I love black pepper and the rose are playing really nicely together. I'm sure it could use some tweaking, but it does evoke sort of ethereal, foresty, but yet fruity, but a little bit dreamy kind of a feeling.
yeah, it should do that anyways. That's the whole point.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna customer. Anybody else have any other thoughts or questions before we wrap it up? Claudio or Lonely Tree, Hecate, how are you guys doing?
Oh yeah, good. I haven't made it, so I can't comment.
Hey, Shannon, let me ask you this.
You hung in there, Hecate.
Yes, I did. And now it's late, so I better go. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks
and for staying up and partying.
Yes, Saturday night, right?
Late perfume party.
Yeah, it's definitely not my 20s anymore if this is my late night up. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome
Shannon.
to aging. What?
Yeah.
Quick question for you, Shannon. Is the perfume that we just made good enough to actually be on the website? Like, would you sell it as is? Pretty much. At least it's a seasonal release.
No.
No? Okay. What does it lack in order to be like good enough?
I would have to smell it. Let me smell it tomorrow. To me, but remember, my website is masculine, like 99% male clientele. So I would say an ethereal perfume probably wouldn't sell to my customers.
But let me ask you this: what about on Etsy?
I'm gonna have to smell it tomorrow and then give you an opinion because right now I'm nose blind, almost completely. Like I just smell it and like I can't smell anything. But interestingly enough, I do have female customers that buy my perfumes on Etsy. But my regular website's 99.9% males, men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one thing that I would like to see is like if you could actually put like samples of this on Etsy. I wonder how it would actually sell as like a tentative seasonal release.
Oh, with like the name like Faye or Fairy or the one that he came up with like
Yeah.
Once upon a time I was a fairy.
Yeah.
I mean I could try marketing to women on Etsy. I haven't really specifically done that, but they look around on my fragrances. There's a lot of people a lot of women on Etsy look for fragrances. It seems like they're on there searching for, stuff. I don't know, maybe let's see. I gotta smell it tomorrow because I can't smell anything right now. But to me, the rose and the pepper and the hinoki are doing something magical. And it may need tweaking, but I do like I like the elements that we brought together in it. To me, it smells like it could be a perfume, but I wouldn't market it to the guys for sure. No, but
Mhm.
but maybe an Etsy release. Maybe an Etsy release.
Yeah, could be just like an Etsy exclusive, at least temporarily.
Yeah, if it's good enough. Let me smell it tomorrow because you're not going to get a good opinion out of me today because it smells like nothing right now.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately.
also, one thing that we could do is we could also like schedule our next blend along. What do you think the next one should be? And when do you want to do it? Like maybe in like a month or two or in 3 months?
Yeah, maybe like in 3 months. Do you guys have any ideas for, what you want to see next time? What do you guys want to blend?
Mhm. Although that'll be in October, so it'll be like getting close to Halloween time. That could be
So
fun.
maybe like a Halloween, yeah, like a Halloween themed thing. That might be kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Everyone can unmute if you want to go on voice to comment.
Yeah, you guys can you I'm gonna ask all of you.
Something spooky.
What do you have in mind?
Spooky.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
ghosts instead of fairies. Poltergeist.
What do ghosts smell like?
Ooh,
That's a good
we found like a fragrance called Seance. Is there a fragrance called Seance? Because what a cool
Ooh.
name, huh?
Yeah, there is a huge market for like that kind of um scent presentation, like
Yeah.
hexy, druidy, all that kind of stuff. I've noticed a lot of indie sellers who lean in to that kind of stuff, especially um like woman power, witchy, coveny kind of things.
Yeah. I call them witch talk. If you're on TikTok, the witches of
There's a
TikTok.
lot. It's a huge thing. I was shocked. I was
It's huge.
reading,
It's huge. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of witch talk.
yeah, I was reading through an indie perfumery subreddit, and I
Uh-huh.
was just like, oh my gosh, so much of it is like witch talky. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to blend a seance blend. Let's come up with some ideas. That'd be fun. But yeah, let's do one in fall. I'm sorry I can't do these more often, but this business it takes up a lot of my time. So
I think
I do
honestly,
enjoy hanging.
like a haunted house kind of fragrance would be kind of interesting. Like we could definitely do something like a Victorian seance kind of thing. And I think it's like think about like the guys and the ladies, everyone's like smoking like either regular cigars or maybe clove cigarettes. And then we're also including like the smell of incense, the smell of like old
Oh, yeah.
woods. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all of that sounds amazing. With
Yeah.
some antique sort of florals in there.
Yeah. Also, the smell of
Oak.
papyrus, the smell of like leather, like fleur de cure for that leathery vibe. Basically, a lot
Or
of the stuff that we
saffron.
use, yeah, saffron, yeah. Also, like basically a lot of the stuff that we used in what's the name, in the Scholar Accord for Aurelius, we could basically reuse a lot of those concepts and ideas for the smell of paper, for example. Like that would fit in perfectly for a seance thing. The inky smell of like the cassis would work as well.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
all cool ideas. Yeah, we'll have to play around with it. Okay, that sounds fun. So let's meet back for fall and do another blend along, and we'll do seance blend, seance accord. But I gotta run upstairs and get something to eat. It's lunchtime. Gotta walk my dogs. But thank you guys for joining us. It was super fun. And I'll smell this in the morning, and then I'll report back in the Discord servers and let you guys know what I think in the morning of our fairy accord. But this is basically just how Jay and I operate. This is how we blend together. We just, you know, yell at each other back and forth. Until we have something that smells good.
Yeah, yeah. Also, let's schedule it for what do you think about the October 12th?
I mean, tentatively, I'm sure it's clear. So,
All right,
is that Saturday?
All right, I'll post the tentative date for now. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
All right, guys. I will see you on the Discord servers.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.